I have all the clips. Okay. And then I got the little both of mine.
Yeah, we sort of used to that too.
All right, we're ready to get started on our installation for our Double-Lok over an existing R panel. So if you have an existing building that you want to resheet it and want to upgrade to a new roof system, you can use our Double-Lok panel utilizing our high thermal clip, which gives you the clearance to bypass all the minor ribs on the R panel. So what you're going to first do is you're going to set your rake support angle, and you're going to set it 6 inches from the end of the side of the panel, that first rib right there. Mark over 6 inches and set your rake support angle and attach it with your shoulder tech fasteners. Once you get that in place, you're going to use the special eave plate that we offer that will elevate it to the same height, so you have a nice sturdy surface to attach the eave of the panel to. And what we're demonstrating here is one of the two options that we have. This is going to be a vented system here. So we're putting in a vent material underneath the eave plate so it can allow air space to go through there and flow up and out the ridge on the high side of this roof system. The other option you can go with is you can go with up to 4 inches of unfaced bad insulation. You lay it over the existing R panel before you start, and then you're ready to put your panels in. And so you can have one or two options: a vented system, or you can have an insulated system if you want more insulation in there. So the benefits of doing this here is you can install this on the existing panel without having to remove it, so you don't disrupt any business that's going in the building that you have. And also it saves on time and labor because you're not having to remove and get rid of material, and you have a nice safe work platform to work on and off of. So they got the eave plate in place here for the attachment panel. We got the rake support in. You're going to run a continuous tape sealant along the eave to create your seal along the eave side right there. And once you get that down, you're ready to start putting your inside closures in. And the inside closures are going to help maintain your module for your panel as you lay it out. The first closure you're going to have to modify by cutting it in half. And then you screw it up against the vertical edge of that rake support angle. After that, you can mark off from that side, the rake support angle, mark off 24 inches, locating each one, and then you set those right on top of your tape sealant, and you secure them in place. So once they're in place, then you can come back and you want to marry in another layer of tape sealant across the top of those inside closures. And that gives you your continuous seal along that eave line that fits the profile of the panel. Now with the module of our Double-Lok panel, it's 24 inches. So by starting 6 inches over, that gives you a nice starting point to where you will not interfere with any of the major ribs of the R panel when you put your clips in place. If you, however, start to run off for some reason or another, we do have options of going with an 18-inch panel to get you back online if you start to stray off of your module. Now they have all their sealant in place along the eave, and they'll be ready to put in their first panel. So the first panel will just sit on the top of your rake support angle. You're going to mark off your overhang at the eave for attachment of your gutter. And you just clamp it to the rake support angle once you get it set. And then we have a special tape that goes into minor ribs to fill that to make a continuous eave line. with sealant so you don't have any voids along that eave. And it just goes right in there and intersects the tape seal along the eave line there. Once you have that, you're ready to run your fasteners and secure your panel into place. You're going to first go into each of the trapezoids to secure it into the inside closures so you can have a nice fitting for where they belong. And then you just lay your clips out at each purlin location of your existing roof panel system. Now, using the Double-Lok, you're going to benefit from the floating system. So this now panel can expand and contract as it needs to, and it can be an upgrade for the existing roof system. So it could be a benefit for the end owner to get a better profile, and it's a system that we can actually offer a warranty on. So unlike the panel they had before, no warranty was available for that, but now they can have a warranted roof system that we would offer a warranty for. So once your eave's set, then you're ready to put your clips into place, and that locks your panel, and now you're ready to go to the next panel. And then we put another piece of tape that goes over the top of the inside closure to form that seal at that vertical edge, and then the panel can go into place. Once you get your overhead set, you take your clamps over, lock it into place, and then you just secure it like you did the previous panel. This is a mechanically seamed panel system, so you're going to have to run an electric seamer on this panel system once you get it all installed. But you don't have to do it as you go. You can actually just hand crimp all the clip locations to keep it locked in place and give you temporary uplift until you're ready to seam. You can seam this panel after you're done or at the end of the day. And you just, as you're going along the roof, you just want to keep pulling the tape measure, make sure that you're maintaining your 24-inch module. And as long as you do that, then you won't have any issues of it expanding and creeping off module on you. Don't forget on the flexibility with this panel system. We do offer it where you can vent the system or you can insulate it. So you might want to consult with a mechanical engineer if you want to find out which the best option is for you with your roof that you're going to be occupying. Yeah, the panel, once it's started to get secured, you can start walking on the panel. If you have to walk on it, it will support you without any issues. So if you have long panel runs, you have the option to go with the in-lap condition here, and what we're going to demonstrate is how the in-lap goes together. Again, you're going to just secure it in place just like the other panels. Make sure you get the same overhang. And you're going to create a 3-inch in-lap with this panel system. And basically when you're calculating your panel lengths, it's going to be 7 inches upslope from your purlin location for the overhang of that first panel going in place. Slide your backup plate in. The Double-Lok panel system is pre-punched, so when you lay them over, you just line up the holes on the upper panel and the lower panel through the backup plate. That helps you in getting it together and make sure that it's got the proper in-lap. You run your tape sealer over across the panel profile before you put your panel in. It goes over the pre-punched holes. You locate your pre-punched holes with a awl. That helps you line up when you get your upper panel going into place. Okay, line up the notch on the panel and the overhang, and then take your awl and locate the holes to get it into place. Yeah, with the Double-Lok panel, you can have the option of going with ice or some kind of ice retention or snow retention. This panel will accept those options. So yeah, if you need to have it in a snow zone, this panel will accept the use of snow retention on it. Okay, so on the in-lap on this, since we're going over the existing panel, we use a special little fastener. It's only 5/8 inch long, with no drill point on it. It lines up with, you just go through the pre-punched holes, and it fastens into it, but it won't foul out on the member down below, so it doesn't lock it into place or anything. So when you're done with that, on the high side, you're going to be putting your closures in. And what you do is since you're up against the rake support, you modify your first backup plate by knocking off the tab on the closure, and you can go up against the rake support on the high side. The rake support has the pre-punch holes in it. It'll match up with the pre-punch holes on the high side, so it helps you locate where your outside closures will go in place. Once you get that in and you're ready to put your closure in, you're going to have a finished seam on that high side first, so you need to do a double fold on that. Get that set so the closure can go in place. The closures do not need to be modified in any way. They're ready to go once you get your finished seam on the high side of it.
Is it over there? Where's the outside closure?
One thing you're going to do on the Double-Lok panel system is when you remove all your existing trim, you're going to be going with brand new trim. The trim will not be able to be reused that you had on that existing old panel system that you had. So you're going to go with new trim. We're going to have a new high side trim and a new rake trim, and then a new gutter to go in place to work with the Double-Lok roof system. So once you get your panel finished seam on the top side up there, you're going to run tape seal around the perimeter of your outside closure, and then you're going to line it up with the pre-punched holes and set it in place and secure it into that backup plate. Securing the backup plate makes it a tight seal up there, but it allows it still to float because there's no member that it's attaching into. As you can see, you can stand on the panel. One thing to do is when you are installing, you don't want to be standing on it because that's going to affect your module when you put weight in that panel. So you want to work off to the side as you go, but when you need to, you can walk on it if you had to. It will support your weight. Once your outside closures are in place all across the eave, you're going to run a continuous line of tape seal across the top of it. And then you're going to put a piece or urethane up underneath each of the ribs of the outside closure where they overlap the metal pads of the closures.
Понимаю, это где-то у стенки примыкание жесткое каркаса.
Now the tape goes on and you're ready to put your high side trim in, and your rake trim can go on as well at this time. You're going to run continuous tape seal up the rake. Then your rake trim is going to hook over the top of that, and it's going to secure into your rake support angle. And that way the rake trim will float with the roof system once it's secured to that rake support angle.
Where must be going out there?
So the rake trim is going to attach at 24 inches on center up the slope. So you secure your gutter up into place, use your gutter strap, you're going to attach it in to the trapezoid, down slope of where your sealant goes. That way if it does leak, it's not leaking into the building system. Line up your rake trim.
I was from
So here you can see now we have a finished roof system. It's a system that can be warranted once you get all your roof seams seamed as properly. And the only other thing is, since we did a vented system, you're going to have a vented member up at the top up there. You secure it to your outside closures and then to your high side trim, and then you have a completed system. And that's our demonstration for how the Double-Lok goes together on an existing rusted roof, rusted R roof panel. Any questions on anything?
You like that, man? It's better than the electric ones, huh? You don't have to haul the electric cord around.
The corner of the gutter, you would have an end cap put in there to seal off the gutter. We're just doing a mock-up here, but yeah, on the end of the gutter, you would put an end cap in there to seal it off, and then your downspout to divert the water. Any other questions on this roof system here? So again, don't forget that this system has two options of being a vented system or an insulated roof system. You also can get a warranty on this system, so it can be an upgrade for your customer if you're looking to provide them a better roof system. The minimum for the Double-Lok panel can go to a quarter and 12 roof slope, so it can go to a pretty low roof slope there. So this is our second option that we have to retrofit over an existing R panel.
It would be, but we have to take it all apart.
Okay, so the Double-Lok system, it's only going to utilize a high thermal clip, which is 5 inches high, so it clears the ribs of the existing panel. But you do have to have a panel system that's going to be up to 1.5 inches high rib is the maximum, and then it has to be a 12-inch increments at each of the high ribs. But the clips is all that's used here to hold it up. There's no other frame members.
They've got a seamer that will cut the back off after sand next year. You can get a seamer.
All right. Well, thanks for coming. That's all we have for you today.
But without